Hi everyone. Today I'd like to speak about our ability to connect and to feel, and how that is I feel, one of the strongest, most valuable, precious ability we have as sentient beings. Being able to feel with our senses is what allows us to navigate the material world, is what allows us to support and take care of our physical bodies, nourish in all the senses our physical bodies. And it's also what allows us to feel connected to our environment and to other human beings. It's also what allows us to navigate life, right? It's like, imagine going through a dark forest barefoot. You can't see, so maybe the sense of sight is not there. How do you navigate that? How do you go through the woods? By feeling, right? By feeling with your feet, feeling if the ground is flat, feeling if there's any obstacle on the floor, but also feeling with your body if there's spaciousness around, or if there's an obstacle. You can also use the sense of smelling, etc. That's just one example. And when it comes to life in general, beyond the physical senses, our gut feeling, our intuition, but also how we feel emotionally, all these senses, they give us information about our environment, about the people we're coming in contact with, about the situations that we're experiencing. So really our physical senses, but also our emotions, everything that's connected to feeling, is what allows us to navigate this life as human beings. It's like our compass, our great, precious, sacred compass. And so if we're disconnected from any of these senses, it makes navigating life a bit more difficult, whether on a practical material side dimension, or in general on a more emotional or even spiritual dimension. So it's fundamental to be connected as much as we can to our senses, to our feelings, to our sensations, to our emotions. And what I'm noticing a lot lately is that a lot of us are actually not that connected to their emotions, their sensations, their feelings. Maybe because to avoid discomfort, to avoid feeling pain, to avoid feeling uncomfortable sensations or emotions. But if disconnecting temporarily gives the illusion of being able to avoid discomfort, it also disconnects you from this amazing gift of being able to navigate your environment and navigating your life. And so I see a lot of people who are really disconnected from their senses, disconnected from their environment, disconnected from their emotions and from other people. And in the last few months, I had several situations where I felt really frustrated in different kinds of contexts, because there were specific situations where something was happening And for me, it was obvious. I didn't understand how it was possible not to see, not to feel, not to be aware of what was happening in the environment. So I got really frustrated. I got really in this like energy of not understanding what was going on, because it came from a perspective where it was obvious that everyone could have access to feeling what was going on, to seeing, to feeling in their heart what was going on. And so I was like, but isn't it, why is this happening? Why is this person like doing this? Or why is this person not reacting? And then something clicked last night. So I'm currently living in a place where, so ecstatic dance is a huge part of my life, expressing myself through dance in this kind of container. And for those of you who don't know what ecstatic dance is, it's not just dancing. It's a very particular environment, context of dancing container. It's like a meditation through presence and through the body. It's a container where it is not allowed to use any kind of substance that alterates your sense of perception of reality. So no drugs, no alcohol, even no plant medicine, nothing, just you and yourself and the container and the music. And this container allows for tremendous depth of connection with yourself, with your senses, and with how you feel and interact and perceive the environment, right? Because there's other people around, and so it's like everyone is dancing at the same time, and sometimes the tempo, the rhythm gets a bit like more intense, and there's like all these people dancing in the same space. But because there is this awareness, this sensitivity, you may be in an environment where there's 200 people dancing on psytrance, for example, but no one will like bump into someone else or step on someone, because there's this like awareness of the space, awareness of self. And so it creates this beautiful dance where you can have like a lot of people dancing in a very intense, expressive way, but in no moment there will be like a violent slap in the face or stepping on someone's face, something like that. And so yesterday, so I'm currently in a place I'm currently in a town, in a place where ecstatic dance is not part of the culture. It was happening last night for the first time since I've been here. So I was like, oh, please. And so this happened. It's not the first time it happens to me, but I love dancing on the floor. And it happened at least 5 times that people stepped on me. At least 5 times, but maybe more. But 5 times where people literally like stepped on my legs or tripped on me. And sometimes without even like really noticing, like just tripping or stepping on me and continuing their path, right? So at first I got like frustrated, which is understandable, with this question, like how can they not see? How can they not see I'm dancing here? How can they not feel they just stepped on my arm? How can they not feel that they literally tripped on me and stop and realize there was someone there? So I was in this frustration, because it came from a place of like, it's a rhetorical question. It came from a place of course they must have noticed. This space of not really understanding. And I was also observing people dance, right, at the same time. And sometimes in ecstatic dance, I mean, last night I did notice, for example, some people being in this space of doing, right? The music starts, and before actually feeling and tuning in the body, and slowly like letting the music move you, this thing of like I have to do something, and starting to move the body in a rigid and like efforty kind of way. And then something clicked for me, which allowed me more understanding and more compassion. It shifted from can they not see, or how can they not see, or isn't it obvious that they just tripped on me, etc., to, oh, actually maybe they cannot feel, they cannot see, maybe they're not even, the level of connection with self and with space is such that the information doesn't come into awareness. So maybe they tripped, or maybe their hands like slapped another body, but the awareness of that happening and what that meant didn't fully reach their consciousness, their awareness. And I understood that also because of observing the bodies moving, and of like an accumulation of experiences I've had in the last few weeks, outside of ecstatic dance, where I also got frustrated, and then when talking with the person, got to understand that no, they actually, this person actually wasn't aware. They weren't aware. For example, you're having dinner with a friend and he's like with his phone like this. The phone is like between you and them, and it's like before you share about it, a lot of people are not actually fully aware. A lot of people are actually disconnected from their own bodies and their own emotions and their own sensations, their own feelings, and this on a daily basis. And I think that's a huge gift to be reconquered on the path of healing, on the path of reclaiming your wholeness, on the path of reclaiming the truth and the depth of who you are. This is the key. This is like the huge, it's not even a small door, it's like a huge doorway. A huge connection to be reconquered. So if any of you are looking to improve their lives in any way, whether it be your health, your relationships, your levels of happiness and fulfillment, the meaning of your life, the direction of your life, anything really, anything. The first step, the main step, is to reconnect to yourself. Reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your feelings, your emotions, your sensations. Like, what are you feeling? What are you feeling today or these days? What emotions live inside of you? What is frustrating you? What is making you angry? What is making you sad? What are the voices that are constantly playing in your head, and you're not even aware they're there because you just got used to hearing them and they're just on the background? What are they saying? What are they complaining about? Because these voices might give you essential cues about what's not working in your life, what's making you uncomfortable, what's causing you pain, what's not adjusted for you. Whether it be like relationships, your job, something in your environment, in your daily life, your relationship with your neighbor, with your mom, with your dad. This is everything. This is everything. And also when it comes to health, physical health, what are you feeling in your body? Are there spaces in your body where there's pain? Are there spaces in your body where there's tension? Are there spaces in your body that you can't even feel? Are there spaces in your body where you notice that you're not present? There's no awareness, there's no presence. You can't go there with your awareness and feel. And by doing so, this is the key to healing, to self-healing. This is the key. What am I feeling? Where am I feeling it? Okay, let's go there. What's happening there? What's the story? What's the emotion? What's the unfulfilled need? What's the wound? What needs to be attended? What needs attention? What needs release? This is like the key of existence, I feel. Feeling, allowing yourself to feel. So that's what I wanted to share today. And just an invitation maybe for today. Try to sit with yourself and or maybe it's easier for some people, it can be kind of paralyzing to just sit in silence, but you can also like take a sheet of paper and just write. Sometimes we're really surprised about what comes out when we're writing. Write everything on a piece of paper about how you're feeling, what you're feeling, how are you feeling in your life. And also if you're more like a person who likes to maybe use the body, you can like put some music and feel where in your body you're not bringing some movement. Where are you not bringing awareness? Where does it need to feel like? What part of your body needs some breath, some release, or some oxygen, some movement, some presence, some touch. This is my invitation for today. Feeling is life. Feeling is life. All emotions are sacred, and anyone who tells you the contrary is dissociating from part of themselves. All emotions are sacred and they're all like divine. They all give us fundamental information about how to move within our lives. So, to all emotions, woo! Have a beautiful day.